Workplace Safety Fire Extinguisher Inspection. Whether you're in a warehouse, a workshop, or on a construction site, fire extinguishers are one of the most critical and most overlooked tools on the job. They hang silently on the wall, often ignored until the moment they're needed. But if that moment comes and the extinguisher fails, the result could be property damage, injuries, or even loss of life. In this training, we're going to walk through the importance of routine fire extinguisher inspections, how to do them properly, and what your responsibilities are when it comes to keeping your workplace safe. We'll break it down into 4 key sections. Section 1, Why Fire Extinguisher? Inspections matter. Section 2, Monthly Visual Inspections. What to look for. Section 3, Annual Maintenance and Professional Inspections. And Section 4, Record Keeping, Reporting Issues, and Final Safety Reminders. Each part of this training is designed to help you understand not just what to do, but why it matters. So let's begin with the big picture. Let's start with a simple truth. If your fire extinguisher doesn't work when you need it, it might as well not exist. Now picture this. A crew is cutting rebar on a construction site. Sparks fly and catch on a nearby pile of plastic packaging. A fire ignites. A worker grabs the fire extinguisher mounted nearby, pulls the pin, and nothing happens. The gauge shows 0 pressure. The canister is empty. In less than a minute, what could have been a small incident becomes a full-blown emergency. Situations like this happen more often than you might think. In fact, according to the National Fire Protection Association, thousands of fire incidents in the workplace each year could have been minimized or avoided altogether if extinguishers had been properly maintained and inspected. So why do fire extinguisher inspections matter? Let's break it down. 1. Legal responsibility and compliance. OSHA requires that all portable fire extinguishers be maintained in a fully charged and operable condition and kept in designated places at all times. That means monthly visual inspections, annual maintenance by a certified professional, and hydrostatic testing at set intervals, either every 5 or 12 years depending on the extinguisher type. Failure to comply can result in citations, fines, or worse if someone is injured. 2. Prevention of real-world consequences. In many fire investigations, it's discovered that extinguishers were discharged and never recharged, were damaged from years of neglect, had expired or broken components, or were missing entirely. A faulty or missing extinguisher doesn't just delay response, it puts people's lives at risk. A 2-minute inspection could mean the difference between extinguishing a flame and evacuating a building. 3. The role of fire extinguishers in emergency response. Fire extinguishers aren't a complete fire suppression system, but they are your first line of defense. They allow workers to stop small fires before they escalate, but they only work if they're the right type for the fire. They're easily accessible, and they're fully charged and operable. And all of that can only be guaranteed if they've been inspected. 4. Building a culture of safety. Workplaces that prioritize routine inspections see a shift in mindset. Employees begin noticing other issues too: blocked exits, frayed cords, unsafe storage. Inspections are a trigger for broader awareness. And from a leadership perspective, showing that you care about fire extinguisher readiness reinforces accountability. It tells your team, safety isn't optional, it's built into everything we do. 5. Risk mitigation for property, productivity, and insurance. Aside from injuries or loss of life, there's also the cost factor. Fire damage can halt operations for days, even weeks. Insurance companies may deny claims if there's no record of extinguisher maintenance. That's a big financial hit, especially for smaller operations. To sum up Section 1, fire extinguisher inspections are not just about avoiding fines or checking boxes. They're about saving lives, protecting property, and ensuring the tools you depend on are ready when you need them. With that foundation in place, let's get practical. Monthly inspections are your hands-on opportunity to catch problems before they catch you off guard. They're simple, fast, and effective when done properly. According to both OSHA and NFPA 10 standards, these visual inspections must be done once a month and documented. So what does a monthly inspection look like? Let's walk through it step by step. Step 1. Location, visibility, and accessibility. Is the extinguisher where it's supposed to be? Is it clearly visible or is it blocked by pallets, equipment, or trash? Can someone grab it quickly in an emergency without moving obstacles? Even the best extinguisher in the world is useless if you can't get to it in time. Step 2. Physical condition of the unit. Take a close look at the entire canister. Is it dented, rusted, or corroded? Is the nozzle or hose cracked, kinked, or clogged? Does the handle look intact and operable? Check for any leaks or signs that the unit's been dropped. If anything seems off, flag it for service. Step 3. The pull pin and tamper seal. The pull pin prevents accidental discharge. The tamper seal keeps the pin in place. During your inspection, make sure the pull pin is securely in place. The tamper seal should be unbroken. If the seal is missing, it could mean the extinguisher has been discharged or tampered with. Step 4. Pressure gauge reading. Look at the gauge. Is the needle in the green zone? Great. Is it in the red, low or high? That's a problem. An overcharged unit can be dangerous. An undercharged unit is useless. If the extinguisher has no gauge, like many CO2 models, you'll need to weigh it and compare the result to the stamped weight. Step 5. Instructions and labels. The extinguisher should have a clear, readable label with step-by-step usage instructions. If it's faded, peeling, or covered in dirt or paint, then it's not compliant. Clean it if possible. If it's unreadable, the extinguisher may need replacement. Step 6. Inspection tag and documentation. Finally, check the inspection tag. Record the date of inspection, add your initials, and note any issues. If you found problems, do not leave it at that. Report the issue and remove the unit from service if necessary. Many companies also use digital tracking apps or centralized spreadsheets to log inspections. Whatever method you use, just remember, if it's not documented, it didn't happen. Common issues found during monthly checks: units mounted too high or too low, tags missing, or out-of-date extinguishers placed in the wrong area for the class of fire risk, and fire extinguishers used for holding doors open. Yes, it happens more often than you'd think. Best practice tips. Conduct inspections at the start of each month to build routine, train multiple team members so coverage continues during vacations, or shift changes. Create a map of extinguisher locations in your workspace so none are missed, and have a standard form or checklist to ensure consistency. In summary, monthly fire extinguisher inspections are quick, simple, and vital. They're your first line of defense against bigger emergencies. When done consistently, they don't just protect people and property, they prove your workplace takes safety seriously. Up next, we'll look at annual professional inspections, what they involve, and why they're legally required, even if everything looks fine from the outside. While monthly visual inspections are your frontline defense, they're not enough on their own. Just because an extinguisher looks fine on the outside doesn't mean it's ready to perform under pressure. That's where annual maintenance comes in, performed by certified professionals who can look inside, test the components, and verify that everything is working exactly as it should. Let's break down what this process involves, why it's required, and how you can make sure it happens on time every time. First, the annual inspection requirement. OSHA and the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA 10, both mandate that every portable fire extinguisher be subjected to a full annual maintenance inspection by trained personnel. This is not a visual scan. It's a comprehensive physical evaluation of each extinguisher's functionality, pressure integrity, and chemical readiness. This isn't optional. It's part of legal compliance and serves as documented evidence that your company takes fire safety seriously. If your workplace is ever audited by OSHA, or if a fire-related injury or property claim is filed, one of the first things investigators will ask to see is your extinguisher maintenance records. Now, what does a certified technician do during an annual inspection? Well, a qualified technician will check the mechanical parts. This includes the nozzle, hose, handle, valve assembly, pull pin, and locking mechanism. They'll look for corrosion, wear, or damage that may not be visible during a monthly inspection. They also test the pressure. For extinguishers with gauges, the technician confirms the gauge reading is accurate and checks the cylinder's integrity. For CO2 or cartridge-type extinguishers, they weigh the unit to confirm it's fully charged. Additionally, they examine the internal agent. In some cases, they'll remove the extinguisher's head to inspect the dry chemical or agent for clumping, contamination, or loss of fluidity. If the contents aren't in working condition, the unit is recharged or replaced. They inspect tamper seals and verify labeling. All safety seals are checked and replaced if needed. Labels are reviewed to ensure clarity and regulatory compliance, including hazard class markings and instructional graphics. Furthermore, they conduct a compatibility and suitability check. The technician will verify that the extinguisher is still appropriate for the type of fire risk in its current location. For example, a Class K extinguisher in a break room with no cooking equipment may not be necessary, while a missing Class C unit near high-voltage equipment is a major issue. Lastly, they update the inspection tag and service records. After the inspection, the technician completes a service tag with the date, type of service, and company contact. This tag remains affixed to the unit and serves as a visible record of compliance. Understanding hydrostatic testing is crucial. Hydrostatic testing is not performed every year, but it's an essential part of long-term extinguisher safety. This process involves pressure testing the extinguisher's cylinder to ensure it can safely contain its contents without rupture. Depending on the extinguisher type, dry chemical extinguishers require hydrostatic testing every 12 years. CO2, wet chemical, and water-based extinguishers require it every 5 years. If the unit fails the test or shows signs of fatigue, it must be retired and replaced. Make sure your maintenance vendor includes hydrostatic test due dates in your service log. Some companies place additional tags with the hydrostatic test date for easy visibility. What you should do as an employee or supervisor. Even though the annual inspection is conducted by professionals, you have a critical role in ensuring it gets done. Know the due date. Familiarize yourself with the last date of service on the tag. If you see that a year has passed, or no tag exists at all, alert your safety coordinator. Report extinguishers with outdated service tags or missing information. Do not ignore extinguishers marked out of service or ones that have visible damage, even if they passed last year's inspection. If you're a supervisor, it's your responsibility to coordinate with your vendor and ensure every extinguisher is inspected on time. New extinguishers should be added to the service list, and documentation must be kept in a central, accessible location. Vendor selection and scheduling tips. Partnering with a reputable fire protection service is key. Look for vendors who are licensed and insured in your state, provide digital reports and tags, can service multiple types of extinguishers on site, and offer automatic scheduling reminders for future service. Ideally, your extinguisher maintenance vendor should function like an extension of your safety team. Don't settle for the lowest bidder if it means cutting corners on safety. Why annual maintenance matters. Let's recap: monthly inspections are about what you can see, while annual inspections are about what you can't see. They're legally required, professionally conducted, and vital for safety. A fire extinguisher that hasn't been inspected professionally may look fine on the outside but could be clogged, undercharged, or structurally compromised inside. And when a fire breaks out, there's no second chance. Think of annual inspections as an insurance policy, not just for compliance but for lives, property, and peace of mind. By now, you understand the importance of inspections, monthly and annual, and what to look for during each. But all of that work doesn't mean much if it isn't properly documented, communicated, and followed up. In this final section, we'll focus on 3 critical elements that tie your entire fire extinguisher safety program together: record keeping, reporting, and reinforcement. Documentation. If it isn't written down, it didn't happen. Let's start with record keeping. OSHA requires that inspection and maintenance records be readily available during workplace audits and reviews. Likewise, the NFPA mandates that all monthly and annual inspections be logged clearly, showing who performed the check, when it was done, and what the results were. At a minimum, each extinguisher should have a legible inspection tag, marked monthly with the date and the initials of the inspector. An annual maintenance tag or label from a certified technician. A record of hydrostatic testing dates if applicable. A centralized log, either digital or on paper, that tracks extinguisher location and serial number, type and class of extinguisher, dates of monthly inspections and any deficiencies found, dates and results of annual maintenance, and any corrective actions taken. In many workplaces, especially in construction and facilities management, Digital tracking systems are replacing paper logs. These systems allow supervisors to receive alerts when an extinguisher is overdue for inspection or maintenance and help ensure that nothing falls through the cracks. Good documentation helps you stay compliant, but more importantly, it creates a trail of accountability. If an extinguisher fails or is found out of service during an emergency, investigators will ask for these records, and your ability to produce them can make or break your liability defense. Even with regular inspections, issues can arise at any time. That's why it's crucial for all employees, not just supervisors, to know what to do if a fire extinguisher appears damaged, used, expired, or missing. Here's the process you should follow. Tag the unit as out of service immediately. Many companies use red, do not use tags that attach directly to the handle. Remove or isolate the unit to prevent accidental use. If it can't be moved, block access and post a warning sign. Notify the proper person. This could be a supervisor, safety officer, or maintenance lead. If you're unsure who to notify, ask immediately. Don't assume someone else will handle it. Arrange for replacement. Many workplaces keep spare extinguishers on site for just this reason. Never leave a hazard area without fire protection for more than a few hours. Employees must be encouraged to report these issues without fear of blame or consequences. A missing pull pin or damaged label might seem small, but if ignored, it can lead to serious problems later. Supervisors should routinely remind their teams, if you see something, say something, and tag it. A fire extinguisher is only useful if someone knows how to use it. That's why your workplace must provide basic training for all employees on the PASS method: pull, aim, squeeze, sweep. The types of extinguishers and what fires they're suited for: A, B, C, D, K. The location of all nearby units in your area or job site. When to fight a fire, and when to evacuate instead. Many fire departments offer free or low-cost training sessions. Alternatively, internal safety trainers can conduct mock drills to build familiarity and confidence. Just as important as training is repetition. Reinforce inspection habits through monthly safety meetings or toolbox talks. Rotating inspection assignments to engage more team members. Posting inspection schedules on bulletin boards, job trailers, or digital dashboards. Recognizing diligence. Give a shout out to those who consistently complete thorough inspections. Safety culture isn't built with posters. It's built with consistent actions. When employees know that inspections are valued, documented, and supported, they're more likely to take them seriously. In many workplaces, fire extinguisher inspections get neglected, not out of malice but due to common obstacles. We don't have time. Inspections take 2 minutes. Fires take lives. The time excuse doesn't hold. That's someone else's job. If an extinguisher is in your work area, you share responsibility. Nothing ever happens anyway. That's the point. Prevention isn't flashy, but it saves lives. To overcome these challenges, leadership must walk the walk. When supervisors complete their own inspections, ask questions, and follow up on reports, it sets the tone for everyone else. Let's wrap up by reviewing the 4 core lessons from this training. Section 1 explained why fire extinguisher inspections matter. Not just for compliance, but for real-world safety and preparedness. A working extinguisher can stop a small fire from turning into a disaster. Section 2 walked through the monthly inspection process. These short visual checks ensure that extinguishers are accessible, charged, sealed, and ready to go. Section 3 covered annual professional inspections and hydrostatic testing. These in-depth reviews confirm that extinguishers are functional inside and out, and that their components haven't degraded over time. Section 4, which you've just completed, focused on the importance of documentation, reporting unsafe equipment, reinforcing training, and overcoming workplace barriers to consistent inspections. The key takeaway from all of this? Fire extinguishers are only effective when they're ready, and readiness is a daily habit, not a one-time task. Your role, whether you're a worker, a supervisor, or a safety manager, is to stay vigilant. Inspect the tools you rely on, speak up when something's wrong, and help build a workplace where everyone takes responsibility for safety, because when fire strikes, there's no time for guesswork. There's only what you did or didn't do to prepare. Thanks for taking the time to complete this fire extinguisher inspection training. Your commitment to safety makes the difference.